Healing and growth, same or different? Like the words healing and growth get thrown around in so many different contexts, in so many different ways that they're becoming convoluted and confusing. And while there are many different ways of doing healing and growth work, that's not the same as knowing what each one is and how to do it. And when we have that knowledge, we can know which one we need to do now. We can decide what kind of support we need, and we can stop spinning in our inner work. And you need both to make sustainable change in your life, whatever you're yearning for. So I think it's a really important difference to understand. But first, I'm Samantha Mackay, coach at the Individual Process, and I help people uncover why they're spinning on their healing journey and help them get the life they yearn for. And we all come to inner work through pain of some kind. In my case, that was physical pain through chronic illness and emotional pain through relationships continually being dysfunctional in some way. Your pain, your motivation will be personal and unique to you. And whatever that is, it's that frustration for something different that has us embarking on either a healing or growth journey. Traditionally, healing belonged to the space of therapists and growth sat in the coaching space, and they sort of didn't really cross over. But I think that really misconstrues what healing and growth are. And I think the two are inextricably linked, two sides of the same coin that go hand in hand with each other. And if you're on a growth journey, you also need to be on a healing journey and vice versa. Because after 15 years of being on a healing and growth journey, I've come to realize growth is increasing our capacity to stay with inner discomfort, with uncomfortable thoughts and feelings and sensations and reactions that arise in our body, to stay with those itchy feelings and not react to them. And when we have that capacity, we can observe whatever is fueling those reactions. And this applies to everyone, no matter what our job description. It applies to us as parents and leaders and friends and colleagues and partners and neighbors. It applies to every role we play in our lives. If we want something different, we have to grow in some way. We have to build our capacity to not follow our instinctive reactions, to get annoyed and to withdraw and to yell and to criticize and doubt and so on, whatever that is. Growth is expanding our body's ability to hold tension and not react to it. And that takes effort. Our bodies and our egos are wired to react defensively to anything that seems dangerous. That's not just physical danger, but anything that compromises our attachment to anything that matters to us, our identity, our sense of belonging, our relationships, and so on. Building capacity takes intentional effort and practice. The more we grow, the more we're able to observe whatever is fueling those reactions. We can observe underlying thoughts, feelings, and sensations. And in observing them, we learn more about them, more about their fears, their worries, their anger, their sadness, which opens the door to healing. And that healing, whether it's in our body, our heart, our head, our spirit, we bring compassion and acceptance to whatever lies beneath. We acknowledge the pain that sits there and create a container for that healing to happen. And when healing happens, our ego and our inner defensive system don't need to work so hard to protect us. We'll notice our reactions change and then we feel able to pause and react to the same situations as before, not from a place of pain and protection, but from grounded, intentional place of empowered choice. So can healing happen without growth? I don't think so. I think that in every case, every time we want to make some change, we have to do both. Think about asking someone for help and how in the moment of asking for help, we can often feel really vulnerable and uncomfortable. But in order to make the change, in order to ask for help, we have to be able to stay with those uncomfortable feelings long enough, increase that capacity to be able to take action. And in doing so, it reveals whatever is that deeper fear that drives that vulnerability. And we have a chance to be with that and observe it and understand it. In short, growth is increasing our capacity to stay with discomfort, and healing is tending to the unmet needs and unprocessed emotional wounds that sit underneath that. And there are a myriad of ways to do healing and growth, but sustainable change requires both. If you feel like you're spinning in your healing journey, head over to individual.life where I've got plenty of resources to help, or reach out to chat.